Right then, welcome back, and today, now it's not pretty. I agree, it is not pretty, but what a first attempt for a large motorcycle. The KTM RC8 1190R. Take one humongous V-twin, throw it in a beautiful chrome alloy trellis frame, and just hang quality bits off it. Fully adjustable handlebars, fully adjustable pegs, the works. What an absolute pleasure. I think they've aged really well. They're a bit like the Lamborghini Gallardo of the bike world. They were a bit weird when they came out, but now they're alright. So, not really used it much. So we went to UMC, we did the usual 2 and 8, graduated the gears, left it medium, and we went and had a play. And the first thing that became apparent was it's not very fast. And when I say it's not very fast, it's really not very fast. Launches well, loves corners, amazing front end, plenty of rear grip, tends to lean off the edge of the tyre a little bit because it's so tall. It's a really tall, thin motorcycle. But it's slow, it's really slow. Does the handling make up for it? Yeah, I think it does. It's definitely not a squirter. No towels required for this one. It is just a corner speed monster, and then if you're a little bit slow in the corner, you're going to get destroyed down the straight. But we stuck with it. We ended up in second behind a German rider, and I thought we'd catch up through the sort of like left chicane, and it feels, this is a weird thing, it feels really nimble. It seems to turn really well from side to side, but when you're trying to pick it up out of a corner, it feels like it weighs 9 tons. I mucked about with a preload. I did a couple of races again that I didn't record, and just couldn't seem to get around the fact that it just felt a bit heavy. I mean, going from side to side here, I thought we were going to carry enough corner speed, but the Fireblade's just too fast. The KTM just does not have the go at all. Lap times wise, it was a disgrace. At UMC we went 70th, at Canada, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, 171st. Imola I gave up trying because we were so far off the bottom of the list. Magny-Cours 198th, Suzuka 93rd, and Kanto South in the wet, which is a little bit of an acquired taste anyway. The leaderboards are a bit strange. 32nd, so yeah, not a great showing on the leaderboards. Little bit of energy in the front, needs probably moving to the rear. So after UMC, I took one click off the front preload just to try and even out the balance between the front and rear lean angles. And I extended the gear in a couple of clicks as well because I felt like we ran out of revs way too soon, even though it's not particularly quick. What that did was made it mega stable. It possibly made it a touch slower, but it made it mega stable. The AI were on it. We were getting dive bombed into corners. Just look at the way they leave us up the road. 2.1 seconds. Are we actually catching them up? No, we're not. 2.12. Oh no, we are a little bit. Maybe, don't know. I might just be talking shit. But no, there we go. The gap's going up now. 2.3, 2.4. Off we go. But yeah, it just gets absolutely monstered in a straight line. It'll do corners for days, loads of lean angle, loads of corner speed. It's a shame because I really like these. I enjoyed using it, even though it wasn't particularly fast. It's a little like the RC213 VS in that respect, that it's a nice bike to use, but it's not mega fast. You're not going to be dominating the leaderboards. But if you weren't running the AI on 120, you're a little bit further down the AI settings, and you want something that's nice to use and consistent, despite the AI doing tricks like this. Watch this for a dive bomb at the inside. Go on. Most of the bikes you'd probably be off and having a little rest by the side of the tyre wall, but on this one it just takes it. It doesn't seem to mind. But we gradually worked our way through the pack, and like I was saying, if you're going to use something a bit lower down the AI scale, or in the wet or damp conditions or rainy, something like that, I was running no traction. I was doing anti-wheelie 1, launching on 1 as well. The wheelbase is long enough for you to launch it on 1. Engine braking 2, despite being a twin, which is weird, and no traction control. So you could stick the traction control up 1, run it in the wet, and it'll quite happily do it all day long. But yeah, it was a struggle. It felt quite frustrating being quick in the corners, and I've not seen anything about an update for this game. I've not seen any software updates or updates to the physics or anything like that. But all of a sudden, the AI it turned into a load of blocking wankers. Everywhere I go, they're just trying to block me. In fact, when we went to Imola, there's a great example coming out of the hairpin. halfway around the lap. So again, off the start we launch, up to 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, whatever. Everyone gets on the brakes, it's a little bit crowded, congested, bikes all over the shop. And I was very, very aware of the fact that I needed to get to the front to stand any chance whatsoever of winning. So into the toes of hairpin. Watch this Repsol Fireblade now. Holds his line, just waits, off the gas, off the gas. No, absolutely not acceptable. We get to a ZX10 on either lap 2 or 3, does exactly the same thing. All the other AI are running the normal racing line, that eases off the gas and off you go, and it just winds me up. But that was a bit rude, wasn't it? Just whinged about the fact that AI are a bunch of wankers and then just become a massive wanker myself. But yeah, out of here, look, hold another tight line, block, 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 move wide, move right, just no, winds me up. It's really getting my nerves on the endurance races as well. But yeah, down to Aqua Minerale, over the curves, doesn't seem to care, smash it about. So what we've got here, Panigale and a Fireblade. I don't know what they're doing, but the seas parted and I thought that's too nice of an opportunity to miss. Straight through the middle, outbrake the Fireblade. Into the Variante Alta, the top chicane, and away we go. And that was basically all she wrote at Imola. Lovely sunset, nice warm weather, 26 degrees at 5:30 at night. Ooh, what I wouldn't give. I'd give all the lead in the pencil I'm holding to be at Imola, and it'd be 26 degrees at 5:30 at night. That'd be absolutely glorious. But yeah, strange AI settings at the minute. Bike's quick in the corners, handles well, great on the brakes. The front end is absolutely mega, especially in the way I've said, but it's just a bit slow. So to make myself feel a little better and convince myself that it wasn't slow, I thought we'd go to Magny Cores, have a little look to see what the AI are up to, and just work out whether they are blocking or not blocking. I mean, that blade then on the brakes, ZX10 around the outside, maybe I'm just looking for something that's not there, or maybe I am actually seeing something that's starting to really wind me up. Not as much as MotoGP, but that's a different story altogether. I'm not going to say I regret spending £60 on that game, but I'm certainly not happy about spending £60 on this game. I am happier than these two fellas at the hairpin though. Go on, get that right up, yeah. See you later, you're off. So we go from 4th, 5th, 6th to 2nd, and then look at this, watch him all the way over, watch, over, block, brakes, back on the racing line. Ooh, but we got past and that was it, basically. We just vanished into the beautiful sunset. Look at that, 26 degrees at 5:30 again. Common theme here, aren't they? Tyres wise, it's alright. There's a little bit, you could move a little bit of energy to the back or stick a soft tyre on it, doesn't really matter. But again, we're not going for out and out ultimate pace, we're just trying to find a setting that people can use and adjust as they need to. I've been working on a little sticker as well. I might get that out in the next week or so. I'm just so busy at work, so I do apologise that the videos have slowed down a little bit, but I'm mad flat out at work. So where do we go next? Went to Suzuka GP, and we had a hell of a ding-dong with, I think it was a 2010, I mean that is aggressive, that is very aggressive, a 2010 Aprilia RSV4. Now I've been trying to do something daft and do all the events that are in the career with one bike, and oh my god, it's taking forever. And I use the 2010 Aprilia because it's about the best handling bike I had at the time, but I might change my mind and might record it all and do like a long play something, or I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, went to Suzuka. I thought we've got loads of corners, long corners as well, the KTM with Vega, we're coming off bends, diving up the inside of people, staying on the brakes, holding lines. Into the hairpin, we're just stuffing it up the inside of RSV Millies, forcing them out wide, and it should as well because it's about 12 years newer than that Aprilia. Into the final chicane at the end of the lap, we outbrake one. That's the Aprilia that we have a right ding dong with in a minute, and what a surprise, it's a Ducati 1098R at the minute. They are everywhere, every single bike I use seems to end up racing against Ducati 1098Rs, but this one must have had a sock in the airbox, or maybe it was a spark plug that wasn't connected properly, and that was naughty. I do feel bad about that. That was a little bit unnecessary, but I thought I was away, and I was wrong, because, and where's Olan Darkling? Where do you reckon that's from? I don't know, not sure. But anyway, they would not give up, no matter what I did, how hard I went, how fast I tried to go. It didn't matter. There was a little white Aprilia absolutely everywhere, trying to stuff it up the inside and do all sorts of stuff. The only saving grace was this run on lap 2 into the final corner. We absolutely nailed it. Flat out on the brakes to the apex, flicked it left, stood it up, got on the gas, and away we went. And we went from 2 or 3 tenths of a second to nearly a full second, but then he eats me again down the straight. But it's a good job we pulled out the time, because coming into turn 14 he was just there again, just a little glimpse of him. Not, or him, her, them, sorry, I do apologise, I'm assigning pronouns to people that I'm not sure what the pronoun is. That's very naughty of me, I should stop doing that. But yeah, so we won that one as well, and I was undecided whether this was a good bike, a bad bike, or just a bike that I really enjoyed doing because it fitted my riding style, and I probably think it's the latter. If you like it, you like it. As with everything, there's a bum for every seat, but it is a good bike. And in the wet, oh, in the wet, she is fantastic, absolutely awesome. No, it won't boogie. No, we're not even going to give it a boogie rating because it doesn't really like to slide about. It likes to be wheels in line, braking, driving, don't upset the bike. And I mean, through here, normally I struggle to keep up with the AI riders through here on a wet surface. They just seem to have loads more grip. Most of them, or some of them, are always on the stock tyres as well, which seem to give more grip on the AI bikes. But we just stick with them. I mean, this is a filthy move, stuffing it up the inside. Again, the stability of the bike, I would have been in the barriers crying about broken ribs and probably a broken leg or two on most of the bikes, but we managed to get through it. Again, down the inside into turn 10, turn 9. There was definitely not a touch there, ref. He's dived. That is simulation, so we can have a yellow card for that. We ended up behind a Japanese rider on a Suzuki GSX-R 1000, and I thought, I'll get him up the hill, wheels in line, don't slide it about too much. And they plonked it just on the inside of that bend. It almost took my head off on a lamppost, which annoyed me, so I thought I'll stick it up the inside into turn 1, which is a very, very brave move, because normally the AI just shut the door and that's it, you're done. But yeah, good bike, good in the wet, just sliding about a bit when the track was dry and the tyres again a little bit warm, but nothing too bad. We've seen a lot worse than that. Christ, the ZZR 1400 had barbecued itself and its rear tyre by this point. But yeah, good bike, nice to use. Not the fastest thing in a straight line. It's a twin, so you might not like twins because they're a bit blurred, they don't make a very nice noise. There's the setup. So we've not deviated massively from the 1 of 8, the 2 and 8. We've gone to like 1 and 8 on the preload, and then we've left the rest of it the same. We did extend the gears, so be careful, it runs out of revs really quick. Pros, amazing front end in any conditions, doesn't matter. Loves corners, absolutely it does, and it's great in the wet. It is, it's an absolute fish in the wet. It's really good. Cons, it feels heavy. Feels heavy when you're picking it up out of corners, getting on the gas. I don't know if it's something tied into the centrifugal energy in the back wheel or whatever, but I don't think the physics model's that clever, so there's certainly something. But from side to side, it's weird. It feels a lot more agile. 8 straights, not very quick at all. I think I saw 176 out of it. I'll put a couple of races up because some of them are quite entertaining, and it's definitely not a squirter. Like I said, it requires a lot of corner speed, and that's your lot. That's all you get in KTM. I know I said I was going to do a speed triple RS, and I forgot. I went out on the bikes on Sunday and I'm still tired, and I forgot I said I was going to do the speed triple. So the speed triple's next after the R7 endurance race at Origami GP, so it is coming. And then we're going to do the 92 Fireblade because it's an original, and we might do a bit of an icon on that and have a chat about how it came about and what it is and bits and bobs. But that's it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. We're almost at 500, and when I get to 500 I can start doing community posts and keep you all up to date on what's coming and when and what I'm up to and how and why and everything. So there you go. So let's get subscribing and liking and commenting, and we'll all have a very good time. And it's nearly the summer, which means motorbikes everywhere. Oh, life is good. Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. And fingers crossed, I will see you next time. Take care, stay safe, peace.